Hello, students, and whoever else may be tuned in. Greetings. My name is Gary Lee. I am the music teacher at Formey Early Learning Center. Hoping you're having a good day. Today's initial episode of Folk Song Festival is going to be called À vous de rêver, maman. À vous de rêver, maman. You didn't know I know French? I don't even know if you know French or not, but here we are. We're going to be focusing on a melody that a lot of us already know. And we're going to be varying the text or lyrics, or words, if you want to keep it simple, to this melody and show the different ways that this melody can be worked to a number of different purposes for your enjoyment. The melody was first published in France in 1761. We don't know for sure who wrote the tune or melody. It's used in at least 3 songs, and they are Baa Baa Black Sheep, Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, and the Alphabet Song. All have the same melody. Is that not crazy or what? But there we go. So in case you forget what the melody sounds like, I'm going to just play it rudimentary style right now and see if you recognize this. I bet some of you sang the words to the ABC song to that, didn't you? I can hear the ABC song just coming right through. Some of you, I'm sure, sang the words to Baa Baa Black Sheep, and some of you may have sung the first verse to Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. And I say first verse because, believe it or not, Twinkle Twinkle Little Star has more than one verse. Crazy but true. But let's focus back on Baa Baa Black Sheep. And the reason we're going to Baa Baa Black Sheep, for starters, is because it has the oldest set of lyrics out of all of them. The earliest known lyrics date back to 1731. They were written in England. We're not sure who wrote the lyrics, just like we're not positively sure who wrote the melody. We think we might know who wrote it, but we're not positively sure. The first words to Baa Baa Black Sheep were first published in 1744 in England in a book called Tommy Thumb's Pretty Songbook, to a completely different melody. We're not exactly even sure what melody that was. That's kind of been lost to the ages, but that's the history of the lyrics to Baa Baa Black Sheep. The modern lyrics are just one verse or stanza, if you will, and they go like this. Sing along with me if you know them. If not, listen. If you don't want to sing, okay, you can dance to it. How's that? Or you can hum to it or whistle, whatever you want. The choice is yours, so we can have some fun with this right now. They go like this. Yes, sir. Oops, false start. Let's try that again. We've all had those. Baa Baa Black Sheep, have you any wool? Yes, sir, 3 bags full. One for the master and one for my dame, and one for the little boy who lives down the lane. Baa Baa Black Sheep, have you any wool? Yes, sir, 3 bags full. So there's 3 bags of wool coming off of this sheep. Let me tell you something, folks. That is a big, fluffy sheep to have 3 bags worth of wool in it, unless they're little itty-bitty bags. But I think they're really big, big bags. And so the master gets 1 bag, and the dame, or the lady, possibly the wife of the master, we're not sure. The song doesn't tell us that, but she gets a bag, and the little boy lives a bag. Now, he gets a bag, the one who lives down the lane. We don't know why a little girl doesn't get it or why it isn't split. Maybe he splits it with someone else. I don't know. Personally, I don't know what I would do with a bag of wool. I can't sew. I can't crochet. I can't knit. If you can, great. But otherwise, I think all I would do is use it for a pillow. There's this nice big bag full of wool. It's probably nice and soft. We could take a nap right now if we had that. But beats me other than that, what I'm going to do with a bag of wool. But bear in mind, these lyrics here that we all know, the master gets 1 bag, the dame or lady gets 1 bag, and the little boy who lives down the lane, he gets a bag. So that's where the 3 bags goes, even split. The original lyrics that were first published in 1744 went a little differently. And while I play this, I want you to listen for the differences, okay? And again, if you want to dance to it or move to it some other way than dancing or whatnot, do that, but listen carefully to the difference between those lyrics and these original lyrics. Baba, black sheep, have you any wool? Yes, old mate, I've got 3 bags full. 2 for my master and 1 for my dame, but none for the little boy who cries in the lane. Baba, black sheep, have you any wool? Yes, old mate, I've got 3 bags full. Very similar, but there's some distinct differences there. Notice, well, first of all, what is an old mate? Well, that'd be the same as saying your old friend or your old buddy, your old pal, just a nickname for friend, okay? And in England, you got to remember that's where these lyrics were written. To this day, they call, special friends their mates. So you could go anywhere in England right now, and I know because I've been there just a year ago. I was over there visiting family and friends, and they're like, "Hey, old mate, how you doing?" And I'm like, "Pretty good." So the word means a little bit different thing here in the United States than it does in England, but in England, that's what it means. But beyond that, let's look at this. The master in this version got 2 bags of wool, right? 2 bags. The dame or lady only got 1 bag, and the little boy got none. And I'm thinking maybe he didn't get any wool because he's crying in the lane. It specifically says here, there's none for the little boy who cries in the lane. Personally, I'm thinking that might not be a bad thing. I don't know what I'm going to do with a bag of wool. If I were the little boy, I really wouldn't know what to do with it. Maybe take it out and, I don't know, make a snowman with it out of wool or something. A little tabletop one. But you can use your own imagination there. But the master got 2 bags. The dame only got 1 bag, and I'm thinking that's not really fair and equitable. Maybe the 2 of them will work it out somehow. Maybe the little boy, he'll get one of them to give him a bag of wool or part of a bag. I don't know. It's really strange. So I actually like the modern version better because everyone gets a bag of wool who's mentioned in the lyrics. And it's important that we share with each other as much as we can and do it fairly. Don't you think? I knew you would. So let's do the modern version again. Sing along with me this time, even if you danced before. Sing along if you would. Here we go. Baba, black sheep, have you any wool? Yes, sir, 3 bags full. 1 for the master and 1 for the dame, and 1 for the little boy who lives down the lane. Baba, black sheep, have you any wool? Yes, sir, 3 bags full. All right, so that is our first setting to À vous diriger, maman. Let's move along to our next number. Well, first of all, an interesting bit of trivia about Baba Black Sheep. It was, together with a song called In the Mood, which was popularized by a guy named Glenn Miller, the very first song to ever be digitally saved and played on a computer in 1951. Who knew? There you go. Okay, next song set to this French folk melody is one I'm sure all know as well. It's called Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. The lyrics were first written as a poem by 2 English sisters, Anne and Jane Taylor. They first published their poem in 1806, so it could have been written before that, but that's when they got around to publishing it. It was originally entitled simply The Star, and it was first set to music to À vous diriger, maman, in 1838. And again, À vous diriger, maman simply means in French roughly, you tell me, mommy. So, but they set that to that tune in 1838. So 30 years plus after they first wrote the tune. So here are the lyrics to it. Sing the first one with me, okay? And then you can dance to the next several lyrics. Because yes, there are several lyrics. Okay, goes like this. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder the rest. Now, if you're really slick and you know the lyrics, which I didn't even know until I researched this, feel free to sing along with these too. Otherwise, you can dance or just do any kind of movement you want, okay? Here we go. When the blazing sun is gone, when he nothing shines upon, then you show your little light. Twinkle, twinkle, all the night. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Then the traveler in the dark thanks you for your tiny spark. They could not see which way to go if you did not twinkle so. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. In the dark blue sky you keep, and often through my curtains peep, for you never shut your eye till the sun is in the sky. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. 'Tis your bright and tiny spark lights the traveler in the dark. Though I know what you are, twinkle, twinkle, little star. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. And back to the first verse, because you know this one. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Up above, so bright, like a diamond in the night. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Hey, that was great. You did so good singing and dancing. I'm very, very proud of you. Wonderful. Now, I'm going to answer the question that these lyrics pose there, though. It's asking, I wonder what you are. Over and over again it says that. Guess what? The star is a sun. Just like our sun is a star. It just happens to be the closest star to our planet Earth, and we call it the sun. All the stars you see at night, those are other suns. So we don't have to wonder anymore, but it's still a really fun lyric, and it gives us pause for thought about how big the universe really is. Now, if you thought it's amazing that there are 5 lyrics to this song, guess what? There were additional lyrics written by a lady named Mildred Hill. These appeared in 1896 in a publication called Song Stories for the Kindergarten. And they go like this. There's 3 verses. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how we wonder what you are. Up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how we wonder what you are. When the glorious sun has set and the grass with dew is wet, then you show your little light. Twinkle, twinkle, all the night. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Oh, I see lots of dancing. There we go. When the golden sun does rise, fills with shining light the skies, then you fade away from sight. Shine no more till comes the night. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. So if you wanted to, you could combine all those verses, or you can just keep it simple, do the first 5 verses, or you keep it really simple, and you can always just sing or hum or whistle or dance to the first verse because you know that one. But now you know there are more verses. Pretty cool. All right. Some trivia about Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. In Chapter 7 of the book Alice's Adventures in Wonderland by Lewis Carroll, the character of the Mad Hatter recites a parody of Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star called Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Bat. Who knew? And let me ask you this. Are any of you all Star Trek fans? That's kind of cool. I am too. All right. In the original series, which came out in the 1960s, there was a character called Mr. Spock, and it was played by an actor named Leonard Nimoy. Well, Leonard Nimoy, his character, Mr. Spock, had really, really pointy ears. He had really big eyebrows and had a really interesting haircut. But in real life, Leonard Nimoy recorded an album of songs, and it was called this: Leonard Nimoy Presents Mr. Spock's Music from Outer Space. I think that's very appropriate considering the character he played on Star Trek. And in the character of Mr. Spock on this album, he recites a spoken word version of the song called Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Earth. Because I guess if you're out in the universe and you're looking this direction, instead of seeing a star, you might just see Earth. So Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Earth. It's probably what people out in the universe, if they were out there, they might sing. All right, there's one more variation to our French folk melody, Vous dirigez maman, and it's called simply this. Well, I'm not going to tell you. I'm going to surprise you. It was first copyrighted in 1835 in Boston by a publisher called Charles Bradley. The full original title, and I'm going to kind of give it away now, the original title was called this: The ABC, a German air with variations for the flute, with an easy accompaniment for the piano. That's a long title. It's going to be one of the longest titles to a song I've ever seen or heard in my life. But if you haven't guessed it yet, it's called the Alphabet Song, or some people just call it the ABC Song. The musical arrangement is attributed to a person named Louis Lemaire in this publishing, but we really don't know a whole lot more about Louis Lemaire, or even it's confirmed if he arranged it. So just throwing that out there. I think you might know the lyrics to this one. We're going to sing it one time through together, or if you'd rather, again, you can hum, whistle, or dance to it. It's up to you. And then we're going to put a twist on it, and you'll see what I'm talking about, okay? Are you ready? Okay, here we go. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Now I know my ABCs. Won't you come and sing with me? And there's a few variations of that last line, but here's the one I was talking about earlier. And this is called the ZYX Song. Same melody. I'm not going to change the direction of the tune, but the lyrics are kind of different. Here we go. Z, Y, X, W, V, U, T, S, R, Q, P, O, M, L, O, K, J, I, H, G, F, E, D, C, B, and A. Now you know your Z, Y, X's. I bet that's not what you expected. If you get really good, you can practice the alphabet backwards, and then you too can sing the ZYX Song. All right, folks. Thank you for participating. Great singing, great dancing. I have so enjoyed seeing and hearing each one of you who are watching this. Thank you for your time today, and see you next time for a Folk Song Festival. Bye-bye.